thoughts in my head, or any space you can find. Glad to see that I could help make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
It is over the hump day, boys and girls, 9:39 in the East Coast, and you're listening to Butch On Sports. Simply Butch is here, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Yes, indeed, boys and girls, another edition of Butch On Sports. I know you love it. Give you some sports news that you can't get enough of, and let's not dilly-daddle around. A lot of stuff going on. Likewise, here on a Wednesday, we'll be talking about and maybe elaborating on, just maybe, elaborating on. Let's start off with our beloved Detroit Tigers after winning a game yesterday. They're now another day, and they're losing right now to the Tampa Bay Rays by a score of 4-0. They're going in the top of the ninth inning. Quite sure we'll have maybe a score, maybe, before we get off the air there. Of course, the Tigers this week has been a very busy organization as they selected 30 players in their Major League draft, making a grand total of 33 players all over the 40 rounds that they had opportunity to pick up and had their team of young kids in the minor league system, and hopefully some diamonds in the rough from a lot of the college players that they picked up, which was many. They picked up only 2 players from high school. One of them was their first-round draft pick, Riley Greene. He is an outfielder. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. He's a left-handed thrower and a left-handed batter. He's 18 years of age from Haggerty High School in Florida. Yes, indeed. We'll give you a little bit more about Mr. Greene in a moment there. Nick Quintana from the University of Arizona, 5'10", right-handed batter, third baseman. He was the number 2 draft pick. Andre Lippus from the University of Tennessee, 6'1", 191, 21 years of age. He's a third baseman as well. Ryan Kinlow, 6'4", 205 pounds from the University of California, Los Angeles. He's a shortstop. And the number 5 pick of the top 5 they picked was Brian Packard, 6'3", 215 pounds, left-handed thrower, right-handed batter, 21 years of age, and he's a left fielder from East Tennessee University. Those are the top 5 picks for the Detroit Tigers, I say. And Greene, by the way, he'll be formally introduced at a press conference on Friday, June the 7th at Comerica Park, as he has already signed his contract to get to work immediately for the Detroit Tigers. How they'll play with him and season him up for the Major League will be probably disclosed on Friday, boys and girls. Yes, the Friday press conference did not give a time. I'm quite sure that time will be somewhere in the early afternoon hours, maybe noonish, if hopefully I can reiterate, maybe in the evening. They might do it that way as well there, make it convenient for all of us here. And find out this young man who's formally going to be introduced to the Detroit Tigers. Young kid, 18 years of age. And he said he is compared to Bryce Harper. If that's the kick, then he should be ready to play ball by next year. if that's the kick. But again, we'll find out more and then some on Friday at the press conference there for this young man there. The NFL announced some preseason dates and times announced for their games that they're going to be playing, including some of the highlight games, I should say. They'll have games in Canada and Hawaii, along with an annual NFL Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. And also, they're going to London, England as well there. One of the games, or several of the games, are going to be featured. The Oakland Raiders will play the Green Bay Packers at ING Field in Winnipeg, Canada on August the 22nd. Raiders, who played the Chicago Bears, they'll play them in London on October 6th in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Will become the first NFL team to play 3 national during the same season there. We're talking about the Chicago Bears and it's over the Green Bay Packers. The defending champion AFC champion Los Angeles Rams, they'll meet the Dallas Cowboys in Aloha Stadium on August the 17th. That's going to be a pretty wang-danger indeed. Of course, they don't get the All-Star game there automatically anymore in Honolulu, Hawaii. So hopefully the NFL makes up the difference by giving them a game that will inspire them. Cause I'm quite sure the fans there are pissed, really. For 30, maybe 40 years, they've been going to Hawaii, and all of a sudden they just quit. Then they swapped it up a couple years in Tampa and some other places. Then they went back to Hawaii for a couple years. Now they're going back to the one and done here. I don't know. Yeah, the one and done. Of course, the Hall of Fame game, I mentioned Denver Broncos going to meet the Atlanta Falcons. In that game, the kickoff is the weekend celebration that's going to enshrine Broncos owner Pat Bowlen, former Denver cornerback Champ Bailey, also tight end Tony Gonzalez there. NBC's going to be carrying that broadcast of that particular game. And also the partners, of course, you know them well, CBS, ESPN, and Fox, NBC, NFL Network will also provide extensive coverage of the NFL preseason, including live or re-air broadcasts of all 65 games in the 2018 preseason schedule. Without further ado, so there's a lot of football for preseason coming up very, very soon here. You won't have to wait too long. Maybe a month or two. Or a month and a couple of days. Who knows? Detroit Lions announced that they have extended a 3-year extension with the Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center Bowl. That means they got a 6-year partnership for both with the Big Ten Conference and also the Mid-American Conference for the Quick Bowl game that's played annually at Ford Field after Christmas. It's the title sponsor prior to inaugural games. It started in 2014, of course, there when the Lions just swapped it around, and it used to be the Little Caesars Bowl. Now the Quick Lane Bowl here. They retained the name right to 2022, it was told, as well as they made arrangements for that particular deal. Yes. Speaking of football, the Detroit Lions are dealing with some practice that you can get a fledge with here, And I mean a good fledge here. Matt Patricia, he opened up the statement with saying, okay, how are we doing? That was one of the questions there. He said, great. Always look obvious to moving into the third week here of the organized team activities that categorize our mandatory middle camp on the reason of difference between phase 3 and organized team activities, and their mini camp is there. Are 3 different times restraints and different in the hours of the building where we can manipulate and use and utilize. That means they're coming at all times of days and hours, the boys and girls, to practice and get down the various plays in their playbook So when things get to rumbling and bumbling, that'll be about maybe a month from now. Start beating the crap out of each other legally in pads and stuff. They'll be ready to go. Of course, they'll probably have maybe a couple more organized mini camps for your dining and dandy pleasure before they can take a little brief vacation and come back for the real deal, which is the annual authorized summer camp, getting ready for the fall season of football. How you like that, boys and girls? Do you like it? Sticking with some football. Sticking with some football at the Big Ten Conference. Big Ten Conference did some things today that it was very fitting. As the going out president, Mr. Delaney, he announced that he's going out after the Christmas. Of course, the Big Ten Conference needed a new president and chancellor. They announced that Kevin Warren has been named the sixth commissioner of the Big Ten Conference. He'll start on September 16, 2019. And Jim Delaney, he will officially step down in 2020, but he's going to hang out and get this guy abreast, okay, of all the transitions and things he will have to do in order to run the Big Ten thoroughly. Okay? Delaney's been there like 30 years with the conference there. Now, Warren is a chief operating officer for the Minnesota Vikings of the National Football League, where he had worked since 1905, or 2005, I should say. His highest ranking, he is the highest ranking African-American executive worker on the business side for the team in the NFL, and is also the first African-American COO in the NFL's history. So there. He is the brand new head man for the Big Ten. For the Big Ten. That's a cool thing. That's a really cool thing and deal. As the contract terms always come up with the NFL, there's always the question on diversification. If you want to know, diversification means how diverse are you in many facets of people that you can put in there. Women, men, and the list goes on and on and on. It goes on and on and on. Yes, it does. So diversity is a main click that the Players Association want to see when it comes down to advancement in the National Football League, as there's a lot of room, indeed, to grow. Detroit Red Wings, they're going to hold their annual equipment and memorabilia sale at Hockeytown Authentics in Troy. The address is 1845 East Big Beaver Road on Saturday, June the 8th from 10 to 7 o'clock here. Fans will have the opportunity to purchase limited edition game-used jerseys featuring the number 7 patch worn by an honor to Ted Lindsay, and jerseys featuring the commemorative patch worn during the Red Kelly jersey retirement ceremony on February the 1st. Additional Red Wings gold pucks and Reebok practice jerseys, they'll be available for discount prices. And additional fans can take advantage of 50% off for Red Wing, Tiger, and Pistons merchandise, such as t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hats. Oh, boy. Now, if your fans can't make it, it's a deal for you here, too, here. Fans can't make it to the extravaganza. They can still make purchases by calling Hockeytown Authentics at area codes 248-680-0965. I'll repeat that number, area code 248-680-0965. They'll take phone orders. They'll start taking those about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on that Saturday. So you have plenty of time, boys and girls, to get memorabilia of your choosing now. Speaking of memorabilia, the St. Louis Blues and the Boston Bruins are tied up, which means, boys and girls, they'll be going to Boston. I'm quite sure they'll be playing on Thursday night in Boston. So hang on to your hats. It's going to be a wild ride there, as far as the Stanley Cups are concerned. St. Louis got to steal one in Boston. It will be the perfect time for them to do so. So they come back to St. Louis and hook it all. If not, Boston is not a bunch of slugs. And you know they're going to be hitting and beating each other's brains out to a pulp. So that's going to be a good game to watch there. Of course, the NBA Finals is going on tonight. Yes, and Toronto is leading Golden State by a score of 48-36 with about 8:50 and some change, knocking down the windows right now there. And as Golden State has just scored, so you can hike up the score any way you want here for Golden State there. But they are trailing right now in the game in the second quarter. So I'm just giving you that information. Pro bono. Just want you to know. I just want you to know. Now, University of Michigan, I don't mention that, there's some baseball going on here in the college there. And University of Michigan, speaking of local, are doing their thing. Yes, indeed. They were the third seeded in they call it the regional or something like that there, which are really districts of stuff there. But that's okay. We'll call it what they wanted to be called, the regionals. And Michigan, they're storming back from the early defeat and deficit there. They kind of dominate Creighton and beat them by a score of 17-6 to win the Corvallis Regionals in Oregon. And they now advance to the Super Regionals. They'll play either UCLA, which is a pretty doggone good team, or Loyola Marymount University. They'll play them on Friday, June the 7th. Mark it down, boys and girls. I don't have a time, and I do not have a place where they're going to play, but kind of look at the Big Ten channel, or, just go on your website. By tomorrow, that should be posted. I kind of looked at it today, which is Wednesday, which you figure they had that all taken care of by now here. But, of course, the Big Ten had a lot of stuff going on here with introducing a brand new commissioner and stuff, so maybe they got on the website a little slow. I'm quite sure Thursday it will be posted on the time and location where the University of Michigan is taking part in the extravaganza known as baseball. That's still in. A state-run organization. Now, there's a whole lot of stuff that's going on in the Upper Peninsula with track and Bessemer. We want to give them our congratulations. They're one of the teams that whooped up in the finals in the boys track in the Upper Peninsula there. However, spring has another big week of goodies going on there. With some more track in the Lower Peninsula, which was done, and what I understand was Saturday was kind of one of the wicked days. So some of the finals of the track was done on Monday. And I haven't went to the MHSAA to pull all those things, but the track should be done for the Lower Peninsula as well. However, you can look that on MHSAA.com, and they should have the results on that. But yet and still, wait, there's more. Don't let up, because they're going to be playing some lacrosse this week, and boys and girls golf is going to be taking place. Girls soccer has its regionals this week, as well as softball and baseball. They'll have their regionals, and the first ever super regional rounds for both softball and baseball. That's new, huh? Yeah. The tournament, track tournaments with all the assignment pairs and the results. Yeah, like I said, you can go to the sports page of the MHSAA website there and find out those particular winners. You can do that. We do that indeed. I'm going to kind of stall it a little bit here because we get ready to go off the air with our podcast this particular Wednesday. Hopefully you got some sports news you couldn't get enough of. And then some. Big Ten also, they kind of announced their hockey schedule this week here. We'll talk about that on the weekend on our Butch On Sports weekend extravaganza, either on Saturday or Sunday. I'm giving you heads up. Or maybe Saturday and Sunday, maybe starting off on Saturday and ending up on Sunday morning. You'll love it. You'll love it indeed here, Let me kick it on off with this in the law. Oh, by the way, I didn't say this, but I always say it during the week. I mentioned the super regionals for baseball, and they haven't got the time and the date yet or the place. But also in the state of Michigan, all those other events that are ongoing right now, like baseball and softball and super regionals and all the other good stuff, as well as lacrosse and soccer, that's still going on there. Please get off your fannies and go support those kids, okay? And a lot of baseball going on now as leagues are getting ready to get wind up with a passion there, as those rainouts per se there is no more, and little kids as big as a minute are now participating in T-ball and all this other good stuff going on in the state of Michigan, along with some baseball, Little League Baseball, and Babe Ruth. The list goes on and on, recreational, and softball as well for the girls. Get out there and please support our kids. They could be doing a whole heck of a lot of things they ain't got no doggone business doing, but yes, you can. You can go on out there and support those kids and give them a pat on the back and a attaboy. Buy them some ice cream or some food. Buy it for the whole team. They used to do that for us here, man. And, talk about when you lost or something and they feed you, man. Gotta make the little day brighter than what it is here. You're not going home with a full stomach here. Full of snacks and stuff here. That was nice of the coach here. I tell you. Let me give this on up here. Give it a rest here. Give it a rest big time. I know. Butch On Sports is a presentation of Omar Darling Productions. You have the opportunity to go on Butch On Sports on Facebook and check out Butch On Sports, the podcast version. Nice and neat and pretty on Facebook here. Just go to Butch On Sports and kick it on there and give me a like or some comments if you care to be. What about, going to the game show, sports show, and you can find it there. Always, the game show, sports show, .popbean.com. Or you can always go to simplyButchToo.podomatic.com as well. Yes, you can. We'll be back on the game as it's going on. It was on this week. It was pretty doggone live with me, myself, and Scott Nason talking stuff there. Various issues here, such as wrestling stuff. We'll have that and more as the gang will be back. E.J. Russell, yes, Dave McKay, Scott Nason, and myself will have at it for 2 hours of fun and frolic here on that particular. That's next Monday, starting at 6 o'clock at WUPN 95.1 The Eagle. Checks it out, okay? 6 o'clock. Hey, go to the website and put that one on in there. I am out of here, boys and girls here, enjoying myself for the rest of the evening. Again, Saturday or Sunday, we'll check it on out here and give you a recap of what's going on here. Detroit Tigers lose tonight to Tampa Bay. I just let you know that, too. Bye-bye, boys and girls, ladies and gents.